first down, Milicic, Igor says the SEC tournament is worth winning. Are you buying that?
And so this is about, as we do four downs, yes, this is about what is Tennessee's strategy for the SEC tournament, as they had a media session yesterday. Igor Milicic and Rick Barnes both spoke, and they seem to give conflicting reports. And I'm going to, for each down, I'm going to play the quote that was said.
All right, let's go.
So we're going to start with Igor Milicic. Dave, you give me your thoughts. Tell me if you believe or don't believe Igor Milicic on this. So here we go. Alrighty.
Every win is worth it. Every tournament is worth winning, and I don't think that's who said that.
It's actually like a lot of people, because a lot of people who win the tournament, they end up losing.
I don't think any of us are from Tennessee. Any of them people are from Tennessee. You know, I know none of our coaches would say that. None of our players would say that. So whatever they're saying, keep it going. But we need to win.
Okay.
Believe him or don't believe him?
I don't believe him. But I don't believe he's in the know either. I mean, like, for instance, I mean, there are things that I plan with Off the Hook Sports that I don't always run by you. It's not necessarily that I'm hiding it from you. It's just we've got a lot going on. So I think that Rick Barnes is holding practice, and he's not telling them we're going to go out there and really stink it up. So, I mean, I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's on a need-to-know basis.
I agree. I think the way with the players, you don't tell them we're throwing it. No. You put together a strategy that doesn't make them exert effort.
Yes, exactly.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
I'm totally good with that. All right, second down. What do you got?
Oh, we don't have the Cooper elements today? No Coop?
Go ahead. It's just I'm blaming my tools. The carpenter blames.
Oh, that's right. You said the carpenter blames his tools.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I can't get the thing to stop. It's still playing the music bed for me.
No, that totally understand.
Oh, wait, I got it now.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Thanks, Coop.
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
Second down.
I'm OCD. You got to play the Coop here first down first, because now that you've done it, my OCD will drop.
First down. Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right, second down.
I'm like Will Ferrell, and the second Austin Powers was like, I can't stand it to be asked the same question 3 times. It just irritates me. All right, so this is Rick Barnes talking about. Igor was talking to me. This is Rick Barnes talking about scouting opponents in the SEC tournament. And Dave, this plays off what you said yesterday, and it seems like Rick Barnes is basically agreeing with you.
How do you scout for the upcoming games, not knowing who your opponent is?
Well, they're already scouted. I mean, you know, we play with them, but our coaches have already, even before we get on the bus to go over there, coaches have already went back and looked at games since we played them and all that, and then they'll have a chance to go to the game and see if there's anything game prior to us or whoever it is that we play. But we've got all that done now, and we'll just wait and see who it is.
Okay, so it's just. When was that clip? Was that Tuesday?
That was yesterday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Already got everybody scouted at who they could possibly play. Yeah, but like I said, if you want to win the tournament, you would spend 80% of your time preparing for the opponent or preparing for 2 opponents, whatever the case may be. If you care more about the NCAA tournament, you spend 80% of the time on yourself. And I believe they're spending 80% of the time on themselves.
I agree. And I think most of the time during the season, they're spending 60% of the time. Now, with the NCAA tournament, I think they're largely focusing on who they're playing next. Dave,
don't get too distracted by the
I think
Igor is David says Igor is right, because at the end of the day, it's banners that measure your success. Conference banners mean something, or they would not hang them.
Rick Barnes has a conference banner. He's 70. He wants the national title.
I disagreed with Caleb so vociferously on this topic last year, but I'm pretty much with him on this. Adam says you have to treat every tournament as a way to establish a legacy. Acting like the NCAA is all or nothing is overly arrogant.
I'm trolling Adam. I love you, buddy. But NCAA, it's all or nothing with the NCAA in college basketball, because they made it that way. They have centered everything around the 3-week NCAA tournament. Don't blame me.
All right. What down, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
By the way, it's my birthday. Please hit the like button. That's all I asked from you. All right, Caleb, what's third down?
All right, so third down is Rick Barnes, and I'm going to skip forward a little bit about competing in Nashville while trying to stay fresh. And here's what he said. Now, you tell me if you believe him, Dave.
Well, what's he going to say?
Oh, wait, sorry. I did not share it. This was
Is he gone mute?
Here we go.
Again, like I was saying earlier, I don't think there's a team out there that's not going to go to Nashville wanting to win every game. Winning's a habit, so is losing. So, I mean, if you let down and your players see you're not trying to go at it, I just think it sends the wrong message. And so you've got to go in and focus like we have all year and then deal with the result when it's over with.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think there's still a real possibility that Rick Barnes thinks like that. He's old school. I'm more leaning towards agreeing with Caleb than I was last year, but I got to tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if Rick Barnes said, "Hey, we got to go out there and grind down and win it," because he's old school. But I don't think that's the approach.
He's lying. We saw what he did last year, guys. I'm trying to make this clear. And I want to address Adam real quick because that was a little mean with me in the comments. For some reason, I thought that was Dave who did it. Adam, I love your comments, but you bring up a guy like Calipari saying conference trophies don't matter. It's only when he needs to know they don't play for team pride. They play for personal stats. Adam, I totally agree with you on that about Calipari. His players do play for team pride. I mean, for personal stats and not team pride. But Calipari does have a national championship banner. Rick Barnes doesn't. I mean, that say what you want. Calipari's won one. But as far as what Rick Barnes said, we have empirical evidence of this. He threw the SEC tournament last year. And I mean,
that's a heck of an accusation to throw out there. And thank you. Happy 39th birthday. That's indeed true.
Did you watch the Mississippi State game?
Yes.
They threw that game. They threw it. I went live immediately after, and I'm like, guys, Tennessee just threw a game. Okay. And I don't buy the comment that losing becomes a habit. Not for a senior-laden team. It doesn't.
Let me ask you this, Caleb, because you have a gambling problem. What's worse to gamble on? Conference basketball tournaments or preseason NFL games? Have you ever gambled on preseason
NFL games are worse to gamble on? Are you kidding me?
Have you done it? No,
I've never done it, ever.
Have you bet on a conference basketball tournament game?
Next question.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, actually, okay, because you got to think about it this way, Dave. And Jimmy brings this up, not for the Tennessees or the Alabamas, but for teams on the bubble, yeah, you bet on those games because they're actually trying to win. They have to win the tournament. You know what I mean? Like if you're Georgia 2008, you got to go win that conference tournament.
Steven says, I think they'll play as good as they need to remain a decent seed in the NCAA tournament. Why do I think that Tennessee is going to get knocked out in the first round of the SEC tournament and be a 3 seed instead of a 2 or potentially a 1?
Because of Tennessee's and Rick Barnes' history.
If they just don't get the respect. Could they even slip to a 4 seed? No way.
Right? No, not possible. Not possible. They can lose Friday.
It's possible, right?
Possible, but unlikely. But it's possible. If they lose Friday and then they fall to 12, but I don't think I personally don't think it's going to happen because, as I've told you, Dave, the selection committee already has 97.8% of their bracket finished already. As I'm speaking to you right now, they've completed their brackets.
No, I don't think they're that far ahead. Caleb, I prefer a national championship, but winning the SEC tournament is an accomplishment and more likely achievable. I'd rather have a trophy at the end of the season than in the season empty-handed. All right, so which would you rather do? Win the SEC tournament and make the Sweet 16 or make the Elite 8?
Make the Elite 8. The extra game. Also, what about this? When the SEC, so I love how you said make the Elite 8.
See, Final Four is different because you get a week of publicity.
Yes, and that's another banner. A Final Four is a banner just like the SEC tournament banner, isn't it?
I would think so.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Look, here's the thing. They already have won an SEC tournament. If they didn't win it in 2022, you guys might have me, but they've already got the SEC tournament. They've already won an SEC regular season title outright. They did that last year. This senior class, Zakai Ziegler and Jemai Mashak, all that's left for them is to win a national title. They've accomplished everything else that you could possibly accomplish.
Well, I tend to agree with you. I tend to think that they could use the rest. They're not a very deep team. I think of the teams that went out there and would just dominate and go deep and win their conference tournament. And to me, you have to have a bench, and Tennessee does not have a bench. So if they lose in the first round, I don't think it's a bad thing. Having that extra time off isn't necessarily bad. But I'll add this in there too. If they win the SEC tournament, I don't think it's an indictment of them in the NCAA tournament because they're going to be too tired. I mean, we're still talking about 20, 21, 22-year-old kids. I mean, you can play basketball for a long time, a lot of days in a row at that age.
Yeah. Adam, I want to address another good comment by Adam. The disconnect he thinks we have is that you shouldn't have to choose either or. Most teams who win the NCAA also win their conference. Adam, most teams who win the NCAA win either their conference regular season or conference tournament. But in recent years, the last 10 years, I did a stat on this yesterday. Actually, I could take it back to the last 14 because I think it's 10 of the last 14 national champions did not win their conference tournament. And I don't think that's an accident at all. I think that teams have stopped trying to win. I love that comment, Adam. You're right. The idea that he doesn't seem to understand load management, 1000%. He grinds his guys into late February in practice. But I do think he understands it for the SEC tournament. And here's what I'm trying to say to you guys. I want to be clear. I don't think Tennessee's going to lose it. Do you agree, Dave, that there's a difference between going in to lose and going in to make sure you don't exert effort even if you're trying to win?
Wait, what?
There's a difference between going in and making sure you don't consume too much energy trying to win versus going in and straight up trying to lose. Right?
Well, let me be real clear. I may agree with you that from a coaching perspective, they don't prepare for the opponent as much and they work on themselves, and that substitution patterns could endear itself to a loss. But I don't think any of the players go out there thinking I'm going to dog it so I can have the weekend off before the NCAA tournament.
No, here's what I think they go in thinking, and this is what I think Rick Barnes goes in thinking. I guess we haven't gotten to let's make this fourth down real quick. So
okay, fourth down, Coop.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
Will the Vols do one of three things? Will they try to win it? Will they throw it? Or will they not throw it, but they won't give 100% effort?
Let's make it a poll question. It's okay. Is effort considered from a player standpoint how hard they play, or is effort considered from a coaching perspective and how much time they put into game planning?
I think from a coaching perspective and how they try to conserve their team's energy.
I could see that, and a preparation as well. I mean, you work more on yourself.
Yeah. So here's how you do it. You go in Friday, you do some substitution experimentation. Then you say
substitution experimentation.
Like maybe I'll throw Darlington Dubar in at the 4 for a little bit longer than I have in the past because I need to see what he can do. Something like that. Maybe Bishop Boswell logs 15 to 20 minutes instead of 6. Okay, a couple of things like that. And then here's what you do. You say to your team, oh man, I use these substitutions and unfortunately we're down 15, 17 points. So shoot a bunch of threes, see if we get back in the game and win, and let's just keep shooting threes. And if you don't hit them, you don't hit them, and we'll go home. And unfortunately, we lost because you didn't hit your shot.
You can't say that to players.
No, I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like make it part of your strategy is to shoot from outside. Tell your players the way we beat this team is by shooting 50 times from outside. And if it goes in, it goes in, and if it doesn't, we lose, and that's just that.
There's just a very thin line between losing. I mean, we don't ever go into this, and I know people that do. that host radio shows, and it's all about filling time. We don't ever try to fill time. We try to provide entertaining content, provocative content. So to me, that's just filling time. And you don't want to send that message to your players.
But he did it last year. They made the Elite Eight.
Yeah,
I don't think they threw when I say through the Mississippi State game in the SEC tournament, I think that's what he did. He said his strategy was jack a bunch of threes. If they go in, they go in. If they don't, we go home and we get our rest.